So let's have a big round of applause for David Sherry. Thanks very much. I'm David Sherry. I'm a performance artist. I've been making performances for 25 years. And this is actually the 25th anniversary of my performances. Today, this is the 25th anniversary of all of my work. And this is the celebration, more or less, the 25th anniversary of all of the performances that I've made over this 25 years. People come up to me and they say, David, I've seen some of your performances 10 years ago, you know, and they were really bad. They were terrible. But I've seen some of your new stuff, and it's even worse. Your new stuff's even worse now. And I'm going to throw these up. I'm going to put all those 25 years of energy into these shoelaces. All that 25 years of work into these shoelaces. And just take a snapshot of these. There's one around there. As they're in the air. Look at that. And these are artworks. These are like drawings that are happening in the air. And then they land, and there's a fluidity to them. The potential, it could be anything. Where it goes into the air. What do you think of that work? Don't watch it. Huh? This work, look, because it's a shoelace. 25 years of work, putting all the energy into it. Look at that, putting the energy of an art practice, the creativity into that. The mythology, the energy into that shoelace there, putting it into the shoelace. And I'm going to throw this into the air, this energy, and it's going to be an incredible artwork, thinking about art, being creative, doing art every day, people saying, you know, will we show your art? No, we won't. Put it into that. Look at that. And that's not work, that's terrible. But if we do that, look at that. Look at that, that's amazing, that's amazing now. That's amazing now. But it could be something, it could be something. But you're right, it just isn't working. And this is a way to be visual here. And when you're on stage, you need to have a visual presence. You need something, people are looking on stage and thinking, what's the visual presence?
I'm not trying now.
And this is the vision. Is that covered the face? Is anybody into David Lynch's movies? There's a scene in a David Lynch movie which is a bit like that. How's that look? Is that pretty visual? Is that visual enough? So you can go onto any stage like this. This work, you make work, you're drawing on your face, you're throwing laces onto the ground. How do you make money from this? How do you make money from this? People are asking me that all the time. And I say to them, well, I do some teaching. I don't sell my artwork that much, but I do teaching, and I work in schools, and I work in community centres, and I do workshops, and I do all sorts of different types of work. And then somebody else comes up and goes, Dave, how do you make money? I said, hold on. Call me Warren Buffett, the richest man in America. Call me Warren. Okay, Warren, how do you make money? Well, you know, you buy stuff for cheap and you sell it for a lot more money. That's how you make money. Somebody else comes up to me and goes, Dave, how do you make money? And I goes, call me Richard Branson. He goes, Richard, how do you make money? I said, build an airline. Build yourself an airline. Then he comes to me and said, Dave. I goes, don't call me Dave, call me Jeff Bezos. Call me Jeff. Jeff, how do you make money? Set up an online shop. Make everybody buy from you. That's how you make money. This is the jam jar of pennies that everybody has in their house. I'll collect that later. I'll collect that. Bird of paradise, an absolutely beautiful bird of paradise. And you say to the parrot, you know, you just repeat things. And it says back, you just repeat things. And then you say to the parrot, but you don't think for yourself, you're just repeating what I'm saying. And the parrot says back to you, to me, you don't think for yourself. You're just repeating what I'm saying. I say, no, you don't think for yourself. You're not an artist. And the parrot says, you're not an artist. And I said, you're not thinking, you're just repeating. And the parrot says, you're not thinking, you're just repeating. And I said, no, I'm thinking, you're repeating, you're not free to think on your own. And the parrot said, you're not free to think on your own, you're just repeating. And then I said to the parrot, I've got free will, have you got free will? He goes, I've got free will, have you got free will? And I said, you're just repeating. He goes, you're just repeating. I said, you're a parrot. And the parrot says, you're a parrot. I'm going to ask the canary, have you got any stories? Yes, I have. I've got a story. What story have you got? Well, I've got a family story about great-great-granny who was working in the mines. All right, okay, tell us about that. Great-great-granny was working in the mines, smelt the strange smell down there. Smelt the strange smell. Yeah, smelt the strange smell. Oh, what happened? Well, she fainted. Right, and died. Right, well that's not a very optimistic story. You got any other stories? Yes, I've got another story of great-great-granddad. Great-great-great-great-great-granddad working down in one of the deepest mines. One day smelt a strange smell. Right, okay. What happened? Felt faint. Died.
Oh.
That's not a very optimistic story today. Have you got any others? Yes, I've got another story. Great cousin Tony, he was a bit of a character. Right, he was working down in the mines as well. Right, okay. And he smelled the strange smell. Lost his sight in one eye. Okay. Then lost all of his feathers. Oh my God. Lost all of his feathers. Then he was okay for a while. And then lost consciousness the next week. Then lost sight in both eyes. And died.
That's really sad.
Okay, well that's the story. That's great. That's really great today. That's really optimistic. Thanks for those stories from the canary. This is an artwork called The Head is a Seal in the Wind. When I was young, I used to drift off. My thoughts used to drift off. Out the window, down the paths, up into, different areas. I used to drift off. And the teacher used to say to me, Dave, come back and do your work. And I was thinking now, it's important that my mind drifts off. It's really important that I have my own thoughts, similar to that artwork about the parrot. Kind of like thinking, other people tell me the influences come to me. I'm thinking, I need my own thoughts. And I need to drift off into my own thoughts because online, people are always looking for your thoughts all the time to influence you. What you look at influences your thoughts. So drifting off, I think, is becoming more important. And this is like a symbol of that, thinking your own thoughts. They're your thoughts. Your own empowered, your own thoughts are important. And that's what that is about. That's very simple artwork there. It's about how important your thoughts are. But anyway, would you like to wear that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, you wear that. Yeah, that's great. And it's such a simple artwork, but hopefully it means something to you. Now, I want to talk about the psychology of biscuits. What's your favourite biscuit?
Breakaway.
The Jaffa cake's on here. The Jaffa cake is a brilliant biscuit. I'm in my prime. I can do anything. When you buy the Jaffa cake, you think, I'm in my prime. I can do anything I want. That's what the Jaffa cake says, because it's the psychology of biscuits. When you buy a digestive, that's the bricks and mortar of life. That is your identity. Anybody else get a favourite biscuit? I've not got the penguin on here, but that is a good. What do you think the psychology of the penguin would be? Yeah. Bit of cream in the middle, yeah. It covers everything. Because that's what the psychology of that choice is. I want to cover all. Anybody else got a favourite biscuit? The Kit Kat is brilliant. That is a brilliant biscuit. I had the Kit Kat on here somewhere. But it's just a power horse of a biscuit. It's just a brilliant biscuit.
If you go breakaway, so
Breakaway. The almond biscuit's like I'm a vulnerable biscuit. Oh, don't look at me, I'm vulnerable. The Jacob's Club Orange and Mint is multiple personality because you don't know which one you're going to pick. The caramel shortbread, that's the elephant in the room. Say nothing, don't say it, brush it all over the carpet. The chocolate rice cake is a pull everything into the dilemma. What else have we got? We've got the rich tea is the physics of all biscuits. Think what you like. What other biscuits have we had? The what?
A hobnob.
The hobnob is brilliant.
Bourbon.
The bourbon, the ginger nut, reaffirmation, confidence. The hobnob. I think the hobnob's nostalgia about your youth. When you go into different places, it is for me. The hobnob's nostalgia for me.
Wagon wheel.
The wagon wheel, what a brilliant biscuit. I don't know what the psychology of choosing the wagon wheel is.
Too small now.
It used to be huge and now it's a bit small. That was a good biscuit. Now I've got one here, the snowball. Beware of what you wish for because the snowball cracks, the exterior cracks. And then all the centre goes into goo and chaos. That's the psychology of biscuits. Supermarket dividers. When you go into the supermarket, you buy your stuff, and if you don't put a supermarket divider down, the person behind you will start going, and you go, what's wrong? You go, put the supermarket divider down. And the little plastic things on the travelator. And I don't put them down. I refuse to put them down because I can visualize my products. And they can visualize, we can differentiate between the products. And they say, what they say is they fall on their knees. And they say, put the supermarket divider down. And I said, why do you want it down? And they say, I just want one moment of all of my products contained on the travelator so I can see them all together and your products together. And I can see my products together, my choices. And your choices together. Put the supermarket divider down. I just want that one moment in this godforsaken world. And you say, no. We can see whose products is whose. And I don't know why people want the supermarket. Does anybody agree with the supermarket divider? Like supermarket divider. I just want the supermarket divider down.
Where's all that data?
So you know when you're
I've got a sign.
Yeah, fair, seven.
I think it's time for the sign.
I went to the bingo.
Just share it.
Really?
What's on the other side?
There should be something. What should be on the other side?
Statue.
In 5 minutes. That was great. I enjoyed that. I'm not sure how much.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So, what is this? Look at this. What's this? Can we validate this as an artwork here? Look at this. Look at this. This is walking up and down. And the shoe is half on and it's half off. Now, it's not fully on and it's not fully off. And there's nothing happening. That's the thing. There's nothing happening there. And it's an annoyance. This is what it is. It's annoying. It's annoying, but it's making me walk in an unusual way. And that's maybe the performance. Maybe this performance is about me walking around, using the space in an unusual way. But the other thing that's happening in this performance that's really important is that there's a monologue. I'm keeping a monologue going so that the performance has got some kind of energy. If you realize I'm not leaving any spaces in what I'm saying, I'm constantly talking. And that's really an important part of this performance. And what I'm trying to do is really entertain you in this performance and keep you engaged in what I'm doing. But what is actually happening here? Nothing. There's nothing happening. It's just the stupidest. It's no wonder. People come up to me and say, Dave, I seen one of your performances 10 years ago and it was really terrible. But the stuff you're doing now is even worse. It's terrible stuff now. It's awful. It's even worse than what you were doing. You've spent 25 years working on your art to make something as bad as this. And this work is a little bit like the thought experiment, Schrodinger's cat. And Schrodinger did this thought experiment. It was a philosophical thought experiment where he put a cat into a box and he took all the air out of the box and the cat's in the box And he didn't know when the cat was alive or dead, but all he could surmise, all he could think of, or all he was sure of, was that at some point the cat was alive and dead at the same time. And it's a very well-known thought experiment. And this performance that I'm making is alive and dead at the same time. It's both kind of good and kind of terrible. It's awful. It's maybe more bad than good.
I know.
And that is the end of the performance. And I'd like to thank you so much for being a brilliant audience. Thank you so much. Brilliant.
You guys singing the song?